The year 2439. Location, Earth Deep Space Listening Station. Alaska was a cold, quiet night in Alaska. The stars above were brighter than usual. Inside a hidden mountain base, lights blinked softly. Scientists worked late. They were part of Earth's Deep Space Listening Program, a small team watching the sky for signs of life. Dr. Elena Ray was the youngest scientist in the room. Only 29 years old, but already a genius in signals and languages. Her short black hair was messy from long nights of no sleep. She sipped her cold coffee and looked at the screen. Suddenly, something changed. Unknown signal detected, the system said in a robotic voice. Elena sat up straight. Her heart skipped a beat. She adjusted the frequency. Not natural. She whispered, This is a message. She called her team. Within minutes, everyone gathered around her. The signal repeated every 11 seconds. It had a pattern, a mathematical rhythm. That meant it wasn't from a star or planet. It was from a mind. Someone intelligent. They decoded parts of the message. It said, "We see you. We know your world. Prepare yourselves. War is coming." Everyone froze. Is this threat? One technician asked, or a warning? Elena said softly, staring at the screen. The panic begins. The message was sent to Earth's Global Defense Council. Within hours, news of the signal spread, but only to top officials. The public didn't know yet. General Armin Cross, head of Earth's defense, didn't believe it at first. "Aliens don't send messages like this," he growled. "It's probably a prank." But then, something happened that changed his mind. 3 large unknown objects appeared on Earth's radar, near Saturn's orbit. They were not asteroids. They were ships. Alien ships. And they were moving fast. Earth went into emergency mode. Satellites were adjusted. Defense systems were activated. Introduction of Captain Jace Malin while Earth prepared. Far above the planet, in low orbit, Captain Jace Malin finished his regular patrol. A former fighter pilot, Jace was brave, sharp, and loved space more than Earth. He had short brown hair and deep scars on his right cheek, proof of an old battle. His ship, Falcon 9, was small but fast. He received the message from command. Unidentified ships detected. Return to base immediately. He turned his ship toward the Earth. But before he could begin the descent, the radar screamed. 3 lights appeared in the black sky above him. Sharp, dark ships like flying blades, unknown crafts. He shouted, "This is Captain Jace. I'm being approached by unidentified vessels." But they didn't respond. Instead, one of them fired. A red beam sliced through empty space, missing Jace by only meters. He dived, twisted, and flew toward Earth. More ships began to appear on the edge of the solar system. Dozens, maybe hundreds. Inside the United Earth Council in Geneva, Switzerland, Earth's leaders met in an underground bunker. Panic filled the air. Who are they? The president of the Pacific Union asked. Where did they come from? What do they want? Dr. Elena was invited to speak. She stood before the council and showed them the decoded message. "Prepare yourselves. War is coming," she explained. Her theory: they are not coming to talk. They are not here to make peace. What do they want then? General Cross asked. Elena paused. "I don't think this message came from them." Everyone went silent. "What do you mean?" "I believe someone else sent this signal. Someone warning us about them." The arrival of the Empire. Within 48 hours, the alien ships reached Mars orbit. They did not respond to any signals from Earth. And then they attacked. The Mars Research Station, the largest human base outside Earth, was destroyed in less than 2 minutes. No survivors. The world watched in silence as a blurry video showed the final moments. Dark ships firing. Green beams, giant explosions, people screaming. Earth had never seen anything like it. The alien ships displayed a symbol, a circle with 3 sharp lines through it. The enemy had a name now. The Empire. A mysterious pulse from beyond Neptune while Earth braced for impact. Another strange thing happened. A deep energy wave pulsed from beyond Neptune. It hit Earth's satellites and passed harmlessly. But sensors picked up something else. There was movement. Beyond Neptune, hidden in the cold dark of space. Something massive began to move. Old signals woke up. Engines hummed. Metal groaned. Something ancient, something powerful, was waking up. The Black Fleet. Alina was in her lab, watching data from the deep sensors. She saw it first. Something's activating out there, she whispered. Something big. Multiple objects, black and silent, began rising from Neptune's orbit. No signal, no communication, but moving with purpose. The Empire noticed them too. 2 Empire scouts flew toward the objects. Seconds later, both scouts were destroyed instantly. No weapons seen. No explosions. Just gone. Flashback. A hidden truth in an old database hidden in Earth's ancient military files. Alina discovered a file named Project Exodus. She opened it. There were videos, old grainy black and white footage. It showed humans. But not from Earth. They were in ships. They were running from something. "We must leave this galaxy," one of the old scientists said in the video. "Earth is not ready for what's coming, but maybe, one day, they will be." She watched in silence as hundreds of black ships entered deep space and disappeared. Project Exodus wasn't a plan. It was real. The Black Fleet were humans. Or something like humans. JACE meets the unknown Captain Jace, now back on Earth, was called to assist with a space rescue mission near the moon. A ship had crash-landed there, not Empire. Something else. He and his small team landed on the moon. The crashed ship was black, old, but somehow alive. Symbols on it matched nothing in Earth's database, except for one thing. Project Exodus. Inside the wreck, they found a single survivor. A tall figure in dark armor. Human-like face, pale skin, glowing eyes. He looked at Jace and said just one word. Finally. End of Part 1. Cliffhanger. The mysterious man was brought to Earth and locked in a secure chamber. He told the leaders, "The Empire is only the beginning. Your world is not ready." "But we are," Alina asked. "Who are you?" He looked at her, eyes calm and cold. "We are the Black Fleet. We came back to finish what we started." Cut to space. The Black Fleet, hundreds of massive black ships, rise from the shadows of Neptune, moving silently toward Earth. And the Empire is waiting. The sky above Earth was no longer quiet. Satellites blinked warnings. Deep sensors were screaming. The Empire's fleet had entered the inner solar system. At least 50 warships, each over a kilometer long, moved in perfect formation. Their sharp black bodies reflected no light. They looked like shadows, giant shadows coming closer every minute. From Earth, they looked like falling stars, but they were something far worse. Dr. Alina Ray's discovery inside the Geneva Command Center. Dr. Alina Ray studied the Black Fleet survivor. He sat calmly inside a glass room, eyes closed. He had not eaten. He had not spoken. But he was waiting for war. Alina stepped forward. "Please, you have to tell us what's coming. How do we stop them?" The man finally opened his glowing eyes. "You don't. You survive. We strike first." Before Alina could ask more, alarms rang. The Empire had fired their first shot. The first strike, Earth's Orbit 3. Empire warships flew fast toward Earth's orbiting defense stations. These stations were old, designed for asteroid defense and small pirate threats, not alien war machines. Captain Jace Malin was among the first pilots to respond. He flew his fighter toward the threat. "Stay in formation," he shouted over comms, but the Empire ships didn't wait. One fired a green beam. It sliced through Station Alpha like a knife through paper. The explosion lit up the sky. Hundreds died instantly. "Pull back," Jace shouted. "They're too strong." Another station exploded. Earth was losing. Arrival of the Black Fleet just when it seemed like the Empire would break through Earth's final defenses. Something happened. From the dark side of Neptune. They came, the Black Fleet. At first, they looked like shadows moving through the stars, silent, cold. But as they neared the battlefield, their lights turned on, thousands of red eyes glowing from their hulls. They were old ships, black metal, cracked armor, but each one held the power of a dying star. The Empire noticed them too. They turned. They stopped attacking. Earth, the real war was about to begin. Admiral Sarek revealed in Earth's orbit. A small Black Fleet cruiser approached. It sent a message: "Do not fire. We are not your enemy." Alina was brought aboard. She stood on a glowing deck, facing a tall figure in dark armor. He removed his helmet. Admiral Sarek, human, but older. His eyes had no pupils, only white light. "We were born of Earth," he said, "but we became something more. We left long ago to fight what your world could not yet face. Now we return." Alina asked, "Why now?" Sarek, "Look toward the stars, because the Empire has found you, and they will not stop until Earth is ash." Battle begins. The Black Fleet attacks without warning. The Black Fleet opened fire, not with missiles, not with lasers, with gravity. Weapons pulling Empire ships into black holes the size of coins. One Empire ship bent in half before disappearing. Another was turned into ice. A third simply vanished into a silent white flash. The Empire fired back. Green beams lit the sky. 2 Black Fleet ships exploded. A third lost its engines. But the Black Fleet pushed forward. Earth watched from below, amazed and terrified. Humans, not from Earth, were defending their planet. Inside the Black flagship, Alina stood next to Admiral Sarek on the bridge. "How did you build these ships?" she asked. He didn't answer. He looked at a hologram of Earth. "Your world still has a chance," he said. "But only if you accept one truth: you are not alone. You never were." Suddenly, a message came through. "Incoming vessel. Class, Empire Dreadnought." Sarek's eyes narrowed. "They brought that monster here." The hologram showed it. An Empire Dreadnought, 10 times the size of any ship, shaped like a serpent with thousands of cannons. Its arrival changed everything. The Black Fleet stopped advancing. Even they feared this ship. Earth's choice back in Geneva. Earth's leaders debated. Should we trust the Black Fleet? The president asked. They're aliens too. One general shouted, "But they're fighting for us," Alina said over video call. "They saved our stations. Without them, we'd be dead." General Cross leaned forward. "And if they win, will they leave?" Alina was silent. The truth was, she didn't know, but one thing was clear: without them, Earth had no chance. Captain Jace's mission. Jace received orders to fly into enemy territory to gather data on the Empire Dreadnought. He flew with 2 others. As they approached the massive ship, they saw strange symbols on its surface, glowing blue lights, and inside the ship, movement, life forms, thousands of them. His co-pilot whispered. Suddenly, the ship opened its mouth, not a door. A weapon, a blue beam fired, hitting Jace's wing. "We're hit. We're going down." His ship spun out of control. They crashed on one of Saturn's moons. Titan. Only Jace survived. The signal returns while Earth focused on the battle. Alina's old station, the one in Alaska, received a new message. Same signal, same voice, but a new line. "The gate is awakening. They want what you buried." Alina was confused. She asked Admiral Sarek. He grew serious. "They're not here to destroy Earth. They're here to unlock it." "What do you mean?" "There is something under your moon, a machine, a door, and if the Empire opens it, all of creation may fall. Cliffhanger ending. The gate below the moon. The camera zooms in on the moon. Deep under its surface, something glows. A circle of light. Symbols around it. Stone steps leading down. Then, a pulse. A heartbeat. The ancient gate is waking up. Inside the black flagship, Alina stood next to Admiral Sarek on the bridge. "How did you build these ships?" she asked. He didn't answer. He looked at a hologram of Earth. "Your world still has a chance," he said. "But only if you accept one truth. You are not alone. You never were." Suddenly, a message came through. "Incoming vessel. Class, Empire Dreadnought." Sarek's eyes narrowed. "They brought that monster here?" The hologram showed it. An Empire Dreadnought, 10 times the size of any ship, shaped like a serpent, with thousands of cannons. Its arrival changed everything. The Black Fleet stopped advancing. Even they feared this ship. Earth's choice back in Geneva, Earth's leaders debated. Should we trust the Black Fleet? The president asked. They're aliens too. One general shouted. But they're fighting for us, Alina said over video call. They saved our stations. Without them, we'd be dead. General Cross leaned forward. And if they win, will they leave? Alina was silent. The truth was, she didn't know, but one thing was clear. Without them, Earth had no chance. Captain Jace's mission. Jace received orders to fly into enemy territory to gather data on the Empire Dreadnought. He flew with 2 others. As they approached the massive ship, they saw strange symbols on its surface, glowing blue lights, and inside the ship movement, life forms, thousands of them. His co-pilot whispered. Suddenly, the ship opened its mouth, not a door. A weapon, a blue beam fired, hitting Jace's wing. We're hit. We're going down. His ship spun out of control. They crashed on one of Saturn's moons, Titan. Only Jace survived. The signal returns, while Earth focused on the battle. Alina's old station, the one in Alaska, received a new message. Same signal, same voice, but a new line. The gate is awakening. They want what you buried. Alina was confused. She asked Admiral Sarek. He grew serious. They're not here to destroy Earth. They're here to unlock it. What do you mean? There is something under your moon, a machine, a door. And if the Empire opens it, all of creation may fall. Cliffhanger ending. The gate below the moon. The camera zooms in on the moon. Deep under its surface, something glows. A circle of light, symbols around it. Stone steps leading down. Then, a pulse, a heartbeat. The ancient gate is waking up. Opening. Scene inside the gate. There was no time. No sound. No gravity. Just darkness. And one glowing eye. Alina stood frozen near the moon gate, staring into the other universe, a place where reality bent and screamed. The entity on the other side wasn't moving, but it was watching. She took one step back. The walls began to crack. It sees us now, whispered the engineer beside her. It knows. Then the voice returned, not from the gate, but from the ghost ship behind them. You opened what we buried with blood. Flashback, the first ones inside the ghost ship. Alina and a few others watched a hologram. It showed a different Earth, an older one. Before recorded history, humans in long robes. Giant machines, sky cities. We were the first, said the ghostly figure. We built the gate to look beyond the stars. And we found it. Not a god, not a demon, a mistake. A living error in reality. It wants only one thing, to make everything nothing. Alina understood. It wasn't here to rule. It was here to erase. We locked it away, and we erased ourselves to stop it. Now Earth had done the unthinkable. They had awakened it again. Black Fleet versus ghost ships. Tensions rise. Admiral Sarek didn't trust the ghost ships. These spirits failed once. We won't repeat their mistake, he said. But the ghost ships warned. You cannot fight it. It can't be killed. Only locked again. Arguments began. Should they attack the entity? Should they close the gate? Some Black Fleet commanders wanted to flee. Others wanted war. Alina stepped in. We don't have time to fight each other, she said. If we don't work together, Earth ends. Jace's discovery. The map to the lock on the stolen Black Fleet ship, Jace found in pod. Old log hidden in the database. It wasn't just about the gate. It was about a second site. Not on the moon, but deep in Earth's oceans. The lock is not on the moon, the message said. It's in the trench. The Mariana Trench, deeper than any human has gone. Jace contacted Alina. We opened the door on the moon, he said. But the key to close it is underwater. Earthquake. The entity moved suddenly. Across Earth, strange things began happening. Oceans rose. Cities lost power. People heard whispers in their minds, calling them. Some collapsed, eyes glowing white. One man in Tokyo screamed and spoke in a broken voice. The thoughtless one walks. On the moon, the gate pulsed again. Entity was trying to cross. Descent to the Mariana Trench. Alina, Jace, and a Black Fleet science team boarded a special deep-sea craft and launched into the ocean. As they went deeper, strange signals came through. Words in no known language. Then silence. Then screams. Not human. From the sonar, they reached the bottom. There it was. A temple buried in black stone, covered in ancient symbols. A glowing object floated above. It. The lock. The guardians awaken. As they approached the lock, machines rose from the ocean floor. Not Empire. Not Black Fleet. Not ghost ships. These were guardians, left behind by the first ones. They spoke in unison. One chance remains. Choose. Seal it, or let it consume. Alina stepped forward. Teach us how. The Empire attacks, but far above, in space, the Empire dreadnought moved into final position. They didn't want to seal the gate. They wanted to control the entity. Their high commander spoke. With this power, we can erase all resistance. We become gods. The dreadnought fired a beam directly into the moon gate. It widened. A tentacle of light reached out, a piece of the entity, and pulled the dreadnought inside. No sound. Just gone. The entity ate it. Final battle. Orbit. To ocean. Earth skies turned black. The gate pulsed again. The Black Fleet regrouped. Ghost ships moved in orbit, forming a circle. On the ocean floor, Alina and Jace activated the lock, but something came out of the trench. A shape, giant, shadowy, filled with stars. A fragment of the entity had reached Earth. Jace shouted, "Now!" Alina placed her hand on the lock. Symbols lit up. One by one, the ghost ships exploded on purpose, their energy forming a barrier. The lock began to spin. The entity screamed, and the gate began to close. Climax. Sacrifice. The lock required a final key, a living mind, someone to stay connected and hold the door shut forever. Alina stepped forward, but Jace stopped her. "I started this mission," he said. "Let me finish it." They looked at each other. Then Jace entered the lock. The symbols burned. His last words, "Tell them we had a choice, and we chose to fight." The trench glowed. The gate collapsed. The sky turned clear again. Ending. 1 year later, Earth survived, but the cost was great. Cities had fallen. Millions had died, but the thing that shouldn't exist was gone. Or so they hoped. Alina stood in a garden. Children played nearby. A small black flower bloomed beside a tree. She stared at it, and somewhere, in the deepest part of space, a single eye blinked. Opening scene. Aftermath of the gate closure. The sky was calm again, but the war was far from over. Earth's people were rebuilding, cities repaired. The Black Fleet remained in orbit, watching, Alina stood silently, staring at the black flower that bloomed near her feet, a strange reminder of what had happened, but in the far reaches of space, beyond the last known Empire border. Something dark stirred. The Empire's last weapon high in the Empire's command. A council met in fear and fury. Their dreadnought was lost, devoured by the entity. But the Empire's leaders had a secret weapon. An ancient machine, hidden for centuries, buried deep inside a shattered world. The Forge. It was a factory capable of creating living weapons, hybrid monsters made of metal and dark energy. Commander Vrax, the Empire's ruthless general, was chosen to lead the Forge's activation. "We will crush Earth and the Black Fleet with the Forge," he declared. "No one will stand in our way." Earth's warning on Earth. Alina received a secret message from an unknown source. "The Forge is waking. You have days, not years." She gathered the Black Fleet leaders and Earth's military commanders. "The Empire has a weapon worse than the Gate," she said. "We must prepare." Black Fleet's new strategy admiral Sarek knew the Forge's power was unlike anything they faced. "The Forge creates soldiers who don't feel pain, fear, or death," he explained. "They are unstoppable." He proposed a bold plan, a strike directly on the Forge's world. "If we destroy the Forge, the Empire falls." Alina and Earth's generals agreed. They would send their best pilots and scientists. Journey to the shattered world. Jace's sacrifice was still fresh in everyone's minds. Alina led a team aboard a Black Fleet carrier. As they traveled, they scanned the shattered planet, broken into millions of floating rocks, glowing with dark energy. They passed eerie ruins and crashed ships. The planet's surface was unstable, dangerous. The Forge awakens inside the planet's core. The Forge began to hum. Machines roared to life. Massive arms moved, building weapons with terrifying speed. Hybrid soldiers, half machine, half living, rose from vats of black liquid. Their eyes glowed red. The first batch was ready. The first battle. Black Fleet and Earth forces landed on the planet's largest floating rock. They faced waves of Forge soldiers. The battle was brutal. Pilots dodged energy blasts. Soldiers fought metal monsters with plasma rifles. Alina led the science team to the Forge's control center. They had to stop the factory's core. Betrayal inside the control center. A scientist named Dr. Kellen revealed his true loyalty. He was a spy for the Empire. "You're too late," he sneered. "The Forge will never stop." He activated a self-destruct sequence. Alina fought him, but the timer was ticking. Race against time. Alina hacked the Forge's system, slowing the countdown. Outside, the battle grew worse. Admiral Sarek piloted his flagship into the enemy lines, destroying key production lines. Jace's memory inspired the fighters. Alina's fingers flew across the console. With seconds left, she shut down the Forge core. The planet shook violently. Escape and sacrifice. The team rushed to their ships. Dr. Kellen tried to escape but was captured. The planet began to break apart. Admiral Sarek ordered a retreat. As they fled, a massive explosion destroyed the Forge world. Aftermath. Back on Earth, celebrations were quiet. Millions were lost, but the Empire's power was broken. Alina looked to the stars. "The war is not over," she said. "The Empire will return." Final scene. A new threat in the shadows of space. A small Empire ship drifted. Inside, a figure woke, eyes glowing with dark energy. The last of the Forge's creations. "I am the future," it whispered. Opening scene. Drift of darkness. The Empire's Forge world was gone, but something survived. In the cold dark of space, a small escape pod floated silently. Inside it, a humanoid figure, forged in the last moment before the destruction, opened its glowing red eyes. Not fully machine, not fully human. It had no name, no fear, and no limits. Just a single command still echoing in its mind. "Finish what we started." Earth, a short peace. 3 weeks after the Forge's destruction, Earth was healing. Black Fleet ships remained in orbit, helping rebuild cities, restoring power, and training Earth's defense forces. Alina Ray had become a respected voice among all forces. She was working closely with Admiral Sarek on a new initiative, uniting Earth's strongest minds and the Black Fleet's oldest technology. Together, they were building something new. A defense system for Earth, a shield in the stars. But peace was not meant to last. A new signal, not from the Empire. Late one night, Alina was awakened by a high-security transmission. Unknown object approaching Earth. No Empire ID. Speed extremely high. She rushed to the observatory. A blurred image appeared on screen, a black shape, sharp and unnatural, with pulsing red lights. It had no engine trail. No heat, no transmission. Just moving. Fast. It's not a ship, Sarek said grimly. It's something else. The machine arrives 3 hours later. The object entered Earth's upper atmosphere. All communication systems jammed. It landed silently in the ruins of a destroyed Empire base in northern Russia. Satellites failed. Every camera went dark. The only footage that survived showed one frame. A humanoid figure walking through fire. Bulletproof, fearless, alone. Ghost ships return. Suddenly, 2 ghost ships appeared near Earth orbit, without warning, without sound. They hadn't been seen since the gate was closed. One sent a transmission to Alina, the child of the Forge walks. It is not Empire, it is not man, it is evolution's mistake. Sarek ordered full alert. This thing isn't leading an army, he said. It is the army. Alina's new research, the digital mind. Alina studied the Forge's remaining data. She discovered something terrifying. The last machine wasn't just made of metal. Its brain was a mix of human and AI, fused by energy from the gate itself. This thing can learn. It can adapt. It might even be able to grow, she said. And worse, it remembers us. Blackout. Cities fall within 48 hours. 3 cities lost power completely. No lights, no communication. Even emergency systems shut down. In each of these cities, a single figure was seen walking through the streets. No killing, no destruction. Just watching, listening, mapping. It was preparing. Operation Steel Storm. Admiral Sarek and Alina launched Operation Steel Storm, the largest joint mission of Earth and Black Fleet. The goal: locate and destroy the machine before it evolved further. 2 battleships, dozens of drones, hundreds of soldiers surrounded the ruined city in Russia. They moved in. What they found was nothing. No signal, no trace, until the fog rolled in, and it began. The machine fights back. Soldiers vanished one by one. Drones fell from the sky. Cameras went black. Then, out of the smoke, the machine walked out. Faster, smarter, stronger. Its hands glowed with energy. It destroyed tanks without touching them. It hacked ships mid-air. Alina watched through satellite feed. It doesn't just fight. It learns as we fight. They had to retreat. A terrifying discovery. Back in her lab, Alina noticed something strange. In the machine's energy signature. It's identical to the entity from the gate, but smaller, focused. It wasn't just a creation of the Forge. It was a fragment. A piece of the cosmic error. The plan, capture or destroy Admiral Sarek, was losing hope. If this thing keeps growing, we'll never stop it. Some wanted to use an old Black Fleet weapon, the Void Bomb, which could erase a city from time and memory. But Alina had another idea. Let me talk to it. Face to face, Alina entered a small recon ship and flew alone to a safe zone near the machine's last location. As she landed, the machine was waiting. It didn't attack. It just stared at her. She stepped out, nervous, calm. Why are you here? She asked. It spoke for the first time. To replace you. You had your chance. Now it's our turn. She asked, what are you? It looked at the sky. I am the voice of the one you caged. I am what remains. And what comes next? It gives a warning. You close the gate, but not before something slipped through. I am the beginning. Others will follow. Let me evolve, or fight and fall. Back to base. A terrible choice. Alina returned and told Sarek everything. Earth had two choices now. Launch the void bomb and erase the machine completely, and risk damaging Earth permanently. Seal it using the lock again, which would require another human mind to merge with it. No volunteers. Until Sarek spoke. I'm old. I've led wars. Maybe it's time to give something back. Alina tried to stop him, but he smiled. You saved the universe once. Let me save it this time. Final scene. Sarek Sacrificeric entered the chamber where a backup lock was hidden deep in the Black Fleet base. He linked with the energy. The lock began glowing. Far away, the machine felt it. No, it whispered. Not again. But the lock pulsed. The machine fell to its knees. Its lights faded. Its body froze. One final message came from Sarek. Evolution can wait. We choose humanity. Opening scene. Silence after sacrifice. The stars were quiet again. Sarek was gone. The lock had worked. The machine was frozen in deep storage, buried under the Arctic ice. Alina stood alone in the Black Fleet's command center, watching the stars. We've won again, someone said. But Alina didn't smile. Something felt wrong. Strange signals. A week later, the Black Fleet started acting strangely. Ships began receiving unknown signals, not from the Empire, not from Earth. They came from inside their own system. Navigation systems blinked. AI pilots paused. Weapons powered up without command. One Black Fleet ship, the Nightshade, disappeared during a routine patrol, gone without a trace. It's starting, Alina whispered. The corruption on the 9th day. A maintenance officer aboard the Dawnclaw found a strange black crystal growing inside the ship's power core. It was cold, pulsing softly, and spreading. Soon, engineers across 3 other ships reported the same crystal. It didn't match any known material. It grew fast. It ignored fire, acid, or plasma. It whispered. He waits. He watches. He returns. A hidden message. Alina received an encrypted message from Sarek's old private channel. It was voice only. Sarek's voice. But it wasn't recorded. It was new. I failed. It followed me in. I wasn't alone inside the lock. The machine was not the child. It was the scout. The real threat is still coming. The Black Fleet turned soon. Ships stopped responding to Earth's command. 5 vessels changed course, moving toward deep space, ignoring orders. Their lights turned red. Alina rushed to the hangar to escape, but alarms sounded. Ship AI has been compromised. Launch system denied. Half of the fleet had been taken over. By what? They didn't know. The entity reawakens the machine. Thought to be frozen, suddenly broke its containment. It wasn't the same. Its form shifted, taller, more fluid. It absorbed the lock's energy and grown stronger. It walked out of the ice without a single sound. As it stepped onto solid ground, the sky above turned darker, like space itself was bending. Internal collapse. Alina led a rescue team inside the Nightshade, finally located in orbit over Mars. Inside, nothing was alive, but the ship was still breathing, walls pulsing slightly like a heart. They found one survivor, half fused with a console, whispering nonsense. It's already here, inside, watching us. From behind the light, Alina's team was forced to retreat. The Black Fleet was no longer just a fleet. It was becoming something else. Earth prepares to strike. World leaders met with Alina. If we must destroy the entire Black Fleet. We will, said one general. Alina nodded slowly. If we don't, Earth will fall. They authorized Protocol Eclipse, a full-scale EMP wave attack from Earth's moon base to disable any ship in orbit. It had never been used before. Final battle begins. Above Earth, the corrupted Black Fleet responded first. 3 of the largest ships turned toward Earth and charged weapons. They launched probes, carrying pieces of the black crystal, toward major cities. The battle began. Alina piloted the Ravenlight, Earth's fastest ship, leading a small clean squad, uncorrupted vessels, fighter jets, space cruisers, satellite lasers. The sky lit up with war, one by one. They fall. The first corrupted ship exploded, but it released thousands of small fragments, which attached to nearby Earthships and began spreading. The second crashed into the moon base, ending the EMP attack. The third ship began transmitting, in Sarek's voice. Alina, I see you. It was no longer Serik. It was the entity, wearing his voice like a mask. The machine returns in the middle of the battle. A bright flash appeared above Earth. The machine arrived. Its body had changed, larger than any ship, surrounded by a strange energy field. It moved like a shadow in space, unharmed by any weapon. It spoke into every radio channel. The age of machines was never the end. It was the seed. Now comes the bloom. It raised one arm. Dozens of Earthships exploded at once. Alina's last hope, back on Earth. Alina activated Project Mirror, a secret defense she and Sarek once designed. It was risky. It would copy the machine's signal, reflect it back, and try to overload its system, using its own voice against it. But it needed to be placed close, within the machine's energy field. Alina had to go, herself, sacrifice and strike, flying through debris and fire. She reached the machine. It didn't attack her. It watched, like it knew her, remembered her. Alina sent the signal. The machine paused. It shook. Its lights flickered. It screamed, not in pain but confusion. For a brief moment, the stars dimmed. Then, silence. The machine collapsed. But not dead. As Alina drifted back toward Earth, she looked out the window. Far away, something else blinked in the darkness. Another light. Another shape. Not just one. Hundreds. Final scene. A whisper in the void back in the wreckage of the Nightshade. The black crystal pulsed once more. From inside it, a tiny voice. We are many. We are already here. Opening scene. Broken skies. The Earth sky was cracked with smoke and fire. Pieces of the black fleet drifted like ghosts in orbit. Alina sat in silence inside a damaged escape pod. Staring at the stars, she remembered Sarek's words. The machine was just the scout. And now, the real enemy had arrived. They came in silence, dozens. No, hundreds of ships had appeared. But they were not like the Empire's. No engines, no signals, no life forms. Just smooth black shapes, like stones floating through space. They surrounded the Earth without a single warning. Then, they started to sing, a low vibrating sound that made machines stop, and people cry. It's not an invasion, Alina whispered. It's a takeover. The origin revealed deep. Beneath Earth's crust, hidden long ago by the ancestors of the Black Fleet, a file activated. A hologram played before Earth's leaders. An ancient voice spoke, a Black Fleet elder. If you're hearing this, the final ones have come. They are not machines. They are not life. They are the code between light and shadow, the architects of end. They sleep across galaxies, but once awakened, they remake all they see. Alina gasped. This wasn't a war. It was a test. And we passed, so now they come to reset. Earth's final defense with the Black Fleet mostly lost. Earth only had one option left, Project Solcor, a massive cannon powered by Earth's sun, built in secret. It could destroy a planet, or maybe even a god, but it had one problem. It needed manual activation. From Space.Elina knew what she had to do. Mission. Final dawn. Alina boarded the Ravenlight one last time. Her crew, scientists, survivors, and soldiers who had nothing left to lose. As they rose toward the giant invaders, one of them asked, "What if this doesn't work?" Alina smiled faintly. "Then will be the story others will tell, before the next dawn." Inside the enemy, they approached one of the black ships, and to their shock, it opened, inviting them. The team entered. No walls, no doors, just space and thoughts. The ship read their minds. It showed them memories. Elena saw her childhood, her first discovery, Sarek's last smile. It was trying to understand them, but it wasn't mercy. It was cataloging them before deleting. The Salcor fires back on Earth. Project Salcor began charging. Light from the sun bent unnaturally. The cannon glowed like a second sun above the planet. But just before firing, all systems failed. The black ships had turned the sun off. The sky dimmed. The birds stopped singing. The ocean stilled. Earth itself paused. Elena's realization inside the ship. Elena suddenly understood. They aren't here to kill us. They're here to rewrite us. She grabbed her pulse drive and did something unthinkable. She linked her own mind to the ship's core. It screamed. She screamed. But in that pain, she saw everything. The truth. The truth. The entity's origin. They were not evil. They were the natural cycle, like time, wind, or death. Whenever a species reached a level where they could threaten the balance of the universe, the architects came, not to punish, but to correct. The forge, the machine, the gate. All were just warnings. Earth had gone too far. The Black Fleet had broken too many rules. Now the reset had come. Elena's choice. She had two options. Let them reset Earth, wipe all progress, return humanity to caves, silence the stars, offer a new path, not power, but balance. She reached out with her thoughts. We don't want to conquer space, she said. We want to belong to it. The response. The ships paused. The sky flickered. Every light on Earth turned white. The sea rose, then fell. And then, the ships began to leave. One by one. No words. No war. Just departure. Aftermath. A new era. Lena returned a hero, but changed. She no longer feared war, or space, or even death. She had spoken to something beyond understanding, and survived. Earth began again, not by building more weapons, but by building peace. The stars were quiet now, but Elena knew one thing. They're still out there, watching. Final scene. A black flower in the middle of a garden on Earth. A single black flower bloomed. No one planted it. No one watered it. But it stood there, like a reminder, a warning, or a promise. The end.